Housing costs reign as the top political issue among voters aged 18 to 34, ahead of even food costs and protecting democracy. This is according to a CNBC poll. Oh, I think I promised that I would talk about some stuff happening in politics. I didn't get a chance to research all of the different candidates that are out there, but I wanted to acknowledge that David Crowley won the Democratic nomination in Wisconsin, the state that I live in. So I wanted to see what he was talking about when it comes to housing. He acknowledges that rent is climbing faster than paychecks, utility bills are going up. There's also childcare and healthcare adding to affordability concerns. When it comes to actual housing, he wants to build more housing statewide through zoning flexibility. That YIMBY response to just eliminate single family zoning to allow more housing to get built. Adaptive reuse, that means like taking old buildings and turning them into residential, or taking dilapidated residential and renovating them. He also is talking about like tenant protections, eviction preventions, cutting energy bills for families and renters. Not sure how you would do that. And requiring data centers and large tech users to pay the full cost of grid upgrades they drive. That was definitely a big concern in Wisconsin, is we're going to allow data centers to come in. Who's going to pay for all the extra energy costs, because these data centers use up a lot of energy. So in general, I mean, I feel like this is just, I would like to see him get more precise with exactly what he means. I saw like the other candidates in the Democratic field, they were a bit more precise about their housing plans. But, it's still kind of early. November is a bit away. But I was looking at what Tom Tiffany was saying. He was saying stuff that's pretty similar to this. When it comes to housing, the Democrats and Republicans aren't far from each other in Wisconsin. Probably different in other states. But the big takeaway, though, is that housing is top of mind. And nearly 50 million Americans aged 18 to 29 are going to be voting in the 2026 midterms. So we talked about how baby boomers, they vote on housing. They support people that give them tax cuts when it comes to housing. They're largely homeowners. Millennials, Gen Zers, millennials are the bigger generation than baby boomers. They might not vote as often, but they're a bigger generation. And they are not a generation that has stable housing historically. I mean, like it was, unless you bought during the pandemic, if you're still trying to buy now, you know how expensive it is. So I think that housing is going to be a very top political issue with these coming midterms. The federal government, Congress just passed the Road to Housing Act to do what they could to make housing more affordable. So I'm not sure if it's going to matter so much for those congressional races, because Congress already just passed the biggest housing bill they've ever passed, or at least since the Great Recession. But I think it will matter quite a lot for these state races, like the governor's race in Wisconsin or other state races that are happening around the country. I think housing is going to be a very important issue this election.